Mataji.
Mataji. Yes,
Hare Krishna. Mataji, Prabhuji has already joined. I think we should.
Yeah, yes, Mataji, he's already joined. We'll start, Mataji. Do you think we want to?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Shamagori Mataji. Welcome to the call. Thank you so much, Mataji. As usual, every Sunday you look so beautiful. Yeah, okay. So we will start the recording. Has Prabhuji already there on the call? Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Pran Govind Prabhu to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam 6th canto, 4th chapter, verse number 9. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for joining and giving your association and enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. Please take over the call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mata. Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So, today's subject matter is very interesting. Who eats what? So I was thinking, why not we find out what Krishna eats and what we eat? Let's see. And then we can see the animals and non-devotee what they eat. We'll see at that time. So I did send
Interesting for all of us, Prabhuji. Everybody is doing Bhishma Panchak and it's talking about food.
Yeah, it's all relevant, isn't it? Like, it's so nice. Thank you. But I have to plead guilty because I'm eating actually a lot because we're doing so many programs and I feel bad when the body gives something and if I say no, it's just... Anyway, so we would like to sing that song. Is that okay, Mother? You can post it?
Yes.
Okay, because it's a long song, we are just going to recite one time, not repeating. Very nice. Now I have to tell you about this song that Srila Prabhupada, when I came late 70s, I met these two devotees, Maya Manus Prabhu and Sarvagya Prabhu. They are Prabhupada's disciple. They come from a simple, ordinary Bengali family. And Prabhupada personally told them to sing this song every day at noontime during Krishna's honoring prasadam at Nanda Maharaj's house. So they were singing, even in 78, 79, I remember, every day we would hear them singing this song. Just by hearing, we kind of memorized that. We didn't have a songbook so much, but we memorized that. And till today, they are singing that. And I don't know every temple does that or not in America, but generally big temple, I'm not sure. I cannot say for every temple, but in Mayapur for sure. They did since Prabhupada's time. Prabhupada said that this is a very favorite song to Maya Manus Prabhu. And he personally told me that Prabhupada said this is a very favorite song. And how Radha Krishna actually celebrate a big feast every day. So I know we are probably observing strict diet for Kartik, but hey, we will be there in Golok Vrindavan. Be prepared. We'll have a feast every day. Bhaja bhakata vatsala sigora hari. Bhaja bhakata vatsala sigora hari. Sigora hari Sahi Gosta Bihari. Sigora hari Sahi Gosta Bihari. Nanda Jasamati Chittahari Nanda Jasomati Chittahari Bhaja Bhagata Vatsala Sigora Hari Bhaja Bhagata Vatsala Sigora Hari Bela Hala Damodara Aisaye Khana Bhogamandire Bashi Karaha Bhojana Nanderani Dese Bashe Giribaradari Baladeva Saha Sakha Vaisheshari Shari Sukada Sakadi Baji Nalita Kushmanda Dali Dalna Dugda Chumbi Dadi Mocha Khanda Mugda Bara Masha Bara Rotika Gritana Shaskuli Pista Kakira Pulipaya Sanam Karpurak Amrita Keli Rambakira Sara Amrita Shala Amla Dadasa Prakaram Luchi chini sarapuri laddu rasa boli bhojana kare na Krishna hoye kutahali radhikara pakayana vividha benjana paramo anande Krishna kare na bhojana paramo anande Krishna kare na bhojana chale bale laddu khai Sri Madhu Mangala Bagala Bajayara Dehari Balam Radhika Digane Heri Nayane Rakone Tripta Haye Khai Krishna Jashoda Bhavane Bhojanante Piye Krishna Subhashita Bari Shabe Mukha Prakhalaya Haye Shari Shari Hasta Mukha Prakaliya Jata Sakha Gane Anande Vishrama Kare Baladeva Shane Anande Vishrama Kare Baladeva Shane Jambula Rasala Ane Tambula Masala Tahake Krishna Chandra Sukhe Nidra Gela Vishalakha Sikhi Pucha Chamara Dhulaya Apurva Sajaya Krishna Sukhe Nidra Jaya Jashamati Agape Dhanishta Anita Sri Krishna Prasada Radha Gunje Haye Prita Sri Krishna Prasada Radha Gunje Haye Prita ललिता देश की गण अवशेष पाया मने मने सुखे राधा कृष्ण गुण गाय मने मने सुखे राधा कृष्ण गुण गाय हरि लीला एकमात्र जहार प्रमोद भोगारती गाय ठाकुर भक्ति विनोद भोगारती गाय ठाकुर भक्ति विनोद भज भगत वत्सल श्री गौर हरि भज भगत वत्सल श्री गौर हरि हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय प्रभुपाद 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 गौर प्रमानंदे हरि हरि बोल Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Prabhus and mothers, please help me with reading the translation, please. Please come forward, volunteer.
May I, Prabhuji?
Yes, of course. You don't have to ask. You just do it, please.
Hare Krishna. Verse 1. Just worship Sri Gaura Hari, who is always affectionate towards his devotees. He is the same Supreme Godhead Krishna who sported in the cowherd pastures of Braja and stole the hearts of Nanda and Yashoda. Just worship Govinda, Govinda, Gopala.
Mother Yasoda call. Go ahead, Mataji.
Mother Yasoda called to Krishna, my dear Damodar, it is very late. Please come right now. Sit down in the dining hall and take your lunch. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. On the direction of Nanda Maharaj, Krishna, the holder of the Govardhana hill, sit down, and then all the coward boy, along with the Krishna's elder brother Sri Baldeva, sit down in raw to take their lunch. Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Next.
Hare Krishna. They are then served a feast of sukta and various kinds of green leafy vegetables, then nice fried things and a salad made of the green leaves of the jute plant. They are also served pumpkin baskets of fruit, small square cakes made of lentils and cooked down milk, then thick yogurt, squash cooked in milk, and vegetable preparations made from the tower of the banana tree. Hare Krishna.
Then they receive fried squares of moong dal patties and urud dal patties, chapatis, and rice with ghee. Next, sweets made with milk, sugar, sesame, rice flour cakes, thick cooked down milk, cakes floating in milk, and sweet rice. There is also sweet rice. Go ahead, Mata. Go ahead.
There is also a sweet rice that tastes just like a nectar due to it is being mixed with the camphor. There are bananas and cheese with nectarian and delicious. They are also served 12 kinds of sour preparation made with tamarinds, lemon, limes, oranges, and pomegranates.
There are puns made with white flour and sugar, puns filled with cream, laddus and dahi plates, boiled in sugar rice. Krishna eagerly eats all of the food. Hare Krishna.
In great,
Please go ahead.
In great go ahead, Mata.
Jyoti Mataji, please go ahead.
In great ecstasy and joy, Krishna eats the rice, curried vegetables, sweets, and pastries cooked by Srimati Radharani. Hare Krishna, then now.
Krishna's funny Brahman friend Madhumangal, who is very fond of laddus, gets them by hook or by crook. Eating the laddus, he shouts, Haribo, Haribo, and makes a funny sound by swapping his side under his armpits with his hands. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Beholding Radharani and her gopi friends out of the corners of his eyes, Krishna eats at the house of Mother Yashoda with great satisfaction. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. After lunch, Krishna drinks rose-scented water. Then all of the boys, standing in lines, wash their mouths.
After all the cowherd boys wash their hands and mouth, in great bliss, they take rest with Lord Balram.
Next.
The two cowherd boys, Jambula and Rasala, then bring Krishna pan made with betel, and you put it higher than I can see. Nuts, fancy spices, and kakechu. After eating that pin, Sri Krishna Chandra then happily goes to sleep.
While Krishna happily takes his rest on an excellent bedstead, his servants, Vishalakha, cools him with a fan of peacock feathers.
Next.
Yet Mother Yashoda requests the Gopi Dhanishta bring remnants of food left on Krishna's plate to Srimati Radharani, who eats them with a great delight. Hari Bol.
Lalita Devi and the other gopis then receive the remnants, and within their hearts they sing the glories of Radharani and Krishna with great joy.
Thakur Bhakti Vinod, whose one and only joy is the pastime of Lord Hari, sings the Bhog Aarti song. Hare Krishna.
Very nice. Thank you. I'm very grateful to be here with all of you, great souls. Would you like to join in the party of Krishna's everyday big lunch and breakfast and dinner? Prepare yourself. That's what we are doing, right? Just forget for a moment about the Kartik diet, whatever you all are focusing. But our goal, life should be for enjoyment, and that's what Krishna does. And we all are preparing to be with Krishna and enjoy. Maybe a question before I begin. Something they don't have in your house, you also have a lunch, I'm sure. But something in your house you have, but in Krishna Loka, they don't have that. If you can figure it out, what it is. And you can say it after we start. So with that note, I would like to say that I'm very grateful to be here. I'm eternally grateful to Srila Prabhupada for creating such a wonderful society where the association of sadhus, like all of you are gathered, and all over the world, so much Krishna conscious practice is going on. So I'm eternally grateful to Srila Prabhupada and to Srila Prabhupada's sincere, serious followers. Because of their tremendous endeavor, 108 temple became 700 temples now. That's a big endeavor. So followers, I'm also at the paying my obeisances at the lotus feet of those Srila Prabhupada's follower, all of you. Also, I'm grateful to Bhakti Japa Sangha group for engaging me time to time to glorify Krishna and Srila Prabhupada. With that note, we are going to begin Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, chapter 4, text 9. So to have access to see the Lord hand behind every pages of Bhagavatam, I would request everyone to evoke the mercy of Lord Vasudev, form of Krishna, who is the predominating deity of our consciousness. And this chapter is actually deals with that lot. So let us begin with that. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Nasta Prayesu Abhadresu Nitam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki Mukhaṁ karati vācālam pangulangayate girim Jat kripatamaham vande Sri Guru Dinatarinam Sri Chaitanya-eswaram Paramananda Madhavam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunnavadi Pashyata Deshatarine Vancha Kalpataru Vesha Kripa Sindhu Bhayevacha Patitanam Pavanebho Vaishnavebho Namo Namo Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Binda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. This is a beautiful chapter. I remember we did also in a few years back, one summary study of chapter wise. And this chapter I describe in a 3-way. One is identity, process, and connection. How each soul, here of course Maharaj Daksha's life, Hamsaguya prayers, Prabhupada's entitled, how he changed his identity, or we also change our identity. We think we are devotee of Krishna, we are prasadatarian, or some word is there like that, means we love prasadam. Before we came in contact with Krishna consciousness, many of your identity was different. Now you have a different identity. So that identity is the focus of, I would say, faith through the association, through the Bhakti Japa Sangha group association. So that's also we'll see in this chapter. Second is the process he followed. And the process, I would say, there's a two transformation. One is from a low condition to full preparation, where Brahmabhuta platform. And then next transformation is connection. Our internal connection through Asakti, Bhava, and Prema. And only one big mistake Daksha did in this chapter. I'm not going to discuss that details because the future speaker are going to speak. But it's very beautiful. This chapter itself is enough for our journey in this life. So first is identity, then process, and then connection. And then that's it. Your life is completely complete. So we are in the beginning stage. Identity and then process begin. So here, this verse explain about how we have to connect to spirituality through our body. Depends what we put in the body, what we hear, what we eat. These are very big concern. It may not be seen like directly connected with Krishna, but it is directly connected with Krishna. And if we are not concerned, if we are not aware our needs, our interest on our food, lifestyle, what we hear, who we associate, it will be difficult to make this journey complete. So this talks about the food, so important. So let us start with that, Mother, the verse we are going to recite. I would recite one time, and I would ask Prabhus and Mothers can recite one time each, so we'll have it 3 times. Annam charanam achara hi apada pada charinam ahasta hasta juktanam dipadam cha chatuspadaha. Can someone help me also recite 2 more times? One Prabhu's, one Mother.
Yeah, I can try, Prabhu. Annam charanam achara hi apadha pada charinam hasta ahasta hasta yuktanam vipada cha chutuspadaha. Hare Krishna.
Annam charanam achara hi apadaha padacharinam ahasta hasta yuktanam vipadam cha chatuspadaha. Hare Krishna.
Very good. So synonyms: annam, food; charanam, of those that moves on wings; achara, the non-moving, fruits and flowers; he, indeed; apada, the living entities without legs, like the grass; pada charinam, of the animals who move on legs, like the cows and buffaloes; ahasta, animals without hands; hasta juktanam, of the animals with hands, like the tigers; dipadam, of humans who have 2 legs; cha, and chatuha padaha, the 4-legged animals like the deer. Translation. You have to go little up. Okay, thank you, Mata. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. By nature's arrangement, fruits and flowers are considered the food of insects and birds. Grass and other legless living entities are meant to be the food of 4-legged animals. like cows and buffalo. Animals that cannot use their front legs as hands are meant to be the food of animals like tigers, which have claws, and four-legged animals like deer and goats, as well as food grains, are meant to be food of human beings. Purport. By nature's law or the arrangement of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one kind of living entity is eatable by other living entities. As mentioned here in Dipadam Cha Chatuspadaha, the four-legged animals, Chatuspadaha, as well as food grains, are eatable for human beings, Dipadam. These four-legged animals are those such as deer and goats, not cows. I like the way Prabhupada put it. He's making it very clear. Actually, without this purport, it would have a problem. I would have a problem, I would say. Not cows, which are meant to be protected. Generally, the men of the higher classes of society, the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas, do not eat meat. Sometimes Kshatriyas go to the forest to kill animals like deer because they have to learn the art of killing. Sometimes they eat the animals also. Sudras, too, eat animals such as goats. Cows, however, are never meant to be killed. Cows, however, are never meant to be killed or eaten by human beings. In every Shastra, cow killing is vehemently condemned. Indeed, one who kills a cow must suffer for as many years as there are hairs on the body of a cow. Manu Sanghita says, Prabritti esha bhutanam nibritistu mahaphala. We have many tendencies in this material world, but in human life, one is meant to learn how to curb those tendencies. Those who desire to eat meat may satisfy the demand of their tongue by eating lower animals, but they should never kill cows. Prabhupada repeat that, say almost same sentence, who are actually accepted as the mothers of human society because they supply milk. The Shastra especially recommends Krishi Go Raksha. The Vaishya section of humanity should arrange for the food of the entire society through agricultural activities and should give full protection to the cows, which are the most useful animals because they supply milk to human society. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada. So, I was listening to Sureshwar Prabhu's nice class yesterday. Thank you, Prabhu. It was very nice. To catch up where we are in this session. And that's wonderful. So I am not going to touch so much of that. I'll just go straight to the Prabhupada's purport about cows and food, how it's related to us. My question is, to myself even I ask, how am I connecting through you all right now? Or how you are connecting to yourself? How are you connecting to others? How are you connecting to Krishna? How are you connecting to Maya? It's only one way, through consciousness. Consciousness and the center of the consciousness is the heart, where the desire are pouring out. But the heart is covered by three modes of material nature. Even though it's coming from the soul, the desire coming from the soul, but it's filtering through this, the three modes. So obviously, we have developed a lot of affinity for material enjoyment, material exploitation, like killing cow. It's exploitation. It's not actually necessary at all. Those mentality due to the association with the three modes we have developed. And Srila Prabhupada, in his purport, he repeated, cow killing is vehemently condemned. And then again he repeated before ending his purport. So I'm going to talk a little bit about cow and talk about some food and also how dear the cows are to Krishna. Now, it's very interesting when Srila Prabhupada arrived in America in 65, not so much of vegetarian or vegan, these words were not respected. I mean, maybe that word was there, but it was not respected. If you would go to a five-star hotel or whatever, first-class restaurant, and you would say, you would like to have vegetarian, they would look at you, something wrong. Why don't you get educated or something? They would literally think. I was investigating a little bit. Some or other, Prabhupada's effect, maybe not directly we are seeing it, but indirectly it has affected so much. Prabhupada says that even if you all leave now from the society, I have damaged the culture through the book distribution and Harinam. Oh, that gave me a big hope. And Prabhupada felt that that was enough to damage the modern exploitation culture. Today, after that many years since Prabhupada influence, you go to a five-star hotel or a first-class restaurant and you say, you would prefer, I'm not saying, I'm not promoting anybody, I don't eat outside. But in case if you want to check that, if you would ask vegetarian food or vegan, they will look at, wow, this person is concerned about his life. He knows what he needs and what is his interest about this non-violence food. People literally think, even ordinary American thinks nowadays, whether they are all converting. So the statistics is 5.5%. That's close to 20 million American right now in America are non-violence food eater. It's all started slowly from 65, and maybe we don't see in a big way at that time, but because of this influence, Prabhupada's time, of course, there was a lot of other promotion happen also at that time. Now it's where it is today. That disrespect became very respectful when you say you are non-violence food eater or say vegetarian or vegan, like that. I was contemplating that in my own families, that how I grew up, and I'm sure you all can relate, in a healthy families and communities, both male and female are valued equally. A flourishing child's psyche is guided and protected by the father figure, while the mother figure nurtures growth and development. And without such stable structure, children perceive a hostile world due to lack of feminine nourishment. Within an empty universe, lack of masculine direction giving meaning and purpose. In Chicago, right now, as I stand, from my friend who is a deputy sheriff here, he says his brother is one of the sheriff in Chicago. They have a 70% newly born children this year. I mean, sorry, record from last year that up till now, 70% are from single mothers and low income in Chicago. So you can see how degraded that culturally is taking place. At the same time, there has to be revolution. People don't understand that killing cows means you are expecting violence. War has to be there. Prabhupada repeated this. So without, anyway, back to our personal life, how they are affecting what we eat, what we allow others to eat, how it's affecting. Maybe we can meditate at least few minutes every day, and we can actually help to distribute prasadam more and more. In Alachua we do, in Gainesville we do Krishna House. We are the biggest prasadam distributor in the university. In Alachua we do Santa Fe College. Not every day, but 5 days a week. So back to this, that without loving families and communities, we feel inadequate, lost, with no sense of belonging, unable to tolerate. We rapidly fill that void with artificial types of happiness. Nowadays, this quick fix solution simply accelerate the distress, isn't it? In fact, in current times, we see how everything has to be faster and faster. Snail mail is outdated. High-speed internet is considered. Of course, I'm not criticizing the Zoom. I mean, I use this every day for few classes every day. Zoom is helpful. I'm not against it, but where we are heading, that's the question. Where the price of fixing something exceeds the cost of a new one sometimes. So modern consumerism requires petroleum, fuel from earth, drawing out more of our energy. Prabhupada in the purport, today we just read, he brought that how we should respect cow as a mother. Of course, if you are born in, well, I don't know if every Indian are growing, because India is the biggest, used to be, I don't know at this year, but until couple years back, India was the biggest slaughterer of cows. That's also documented. So it's scary. So they did not respect cow as a mother. Just some pious people, they do. But some evil person also, obviously, selling the leather and all these things, obviously they are exploiter. The mentality the society is actually running right now, expands, it pervades within the realm of our relationship, which also become disposable commodities. There is not enough time to cultivate meaningful connections. Accustomed to the comforts and luxuries of technology, I saw parents work harder and longer to earn more money to provide what the global or socially transmitted disease of, like influenza, addiction, even addiction to modern conveniences. It aggravates. Of course, it deems as normal. There is therefore less time and energy for children. That's also fact in every big city. Having strong relationship with both parents offer more than emotional stability. And it furthers connection to the supreme seed-giving father of all, Krishna, and our original mother, Srimati Radharani, the tender-hearted, feminine, beloved of the Lord. So organic lifestyle, quality time with parents can help offspring naturally develop faith in Krishna or God above dharma, and respect for Mother Earth below. And such healthy individual propagates the perennial seeds of prosperity, living in communion with Krishna's plan. Understanding our relationship, our place and purpose facilitates Krishna's original plan and will to resonate and blossom within us. It is our duty, dharma, our constitutional position, to feel and experience our relationship to the Lord. In the Varnashram system, and of course, this chapter is very relevant. Now you can relate why Prabhupada at the last moment of his life, he expressed that 50% of his job is not done to establish Varnashram. And we had some meeting and we were discussing that how Prabhupada actually wanted to come back to America to Gitanagari farm, New Vrindavan farming, Gitanagari farm. In Alachua, we have eco village now. It's going very well. Prabhupada wanted, Adhikatta Prabhu also has a farming land here. Many devotees are doing here, they're trying their best. Even amongst devotees, not everybody is giving importance. I mean, they eat, I know, every day, but where the food is coming, how the food is processed and all these things, not much time. You may say, I agree. I'm not denying, I'm not saying that they're not doing their job. The whole society is very strange still. So it is our duty that we have to create whatever capacity or give education on Varnashram system. Then we will develop respect to Mother Earth. We'll develop genuine respect for birthing, renewing, nurturing, the growth process. We value our many mothers, at least 7 mothers. I made a small PPT, I'll just show you, just very short. Our human mother, Mother Earth, Mother Cow, the male figure in the agrarian society is represented by the bull. In New Vrindavan, I was searching one time a quote of Prabhupada on a bull. he gave so beautiful explanation. You can see in Vedabase. The bull, the protective and providing father, to re-establish an ox program as a component to a more holistic lifestyle will facilitate a breakthrough, Prabhu's and Mother is true, in our consciousness. And it will pierce the layers of denial of our addiction, confronting our attitude about the masculine and feminine, as well as humbling us, preparing our consciousness for the profoundly deeper spiritual significance of what Srila Prabhupada wanted us in every farming community. I remember I read one article where Prabhupada primary mandates for New Vrindavan and Gita Nagari farm in America was cow protection and agriculture. He emphasized the position of the cow and the bull as a mother and father figure in order to safeguard our consciousness from seeing as object of our exploitation. So from the inception of Gita Nagari or New Vrindavan, there's a few books are written now. The vision from the inception till the last visit of Srila Prabhupada. And you'll see the consistent concern that the bull maintain a solid footing on the soil of the Holy Dham in the agriculture field. Srila Prabhupada considered the use of tractor as a concession, only to be used in addition to oxen, never as a replacement. Now, I don't know in this Zoom session how many of you really deal with those. Probably, please forgive me if I'm wrong. Probably you just go to the supermarket, buy some things you need, and come and cook and offer. That's true. That is also important because time is less and we mostly devotees don't live in a agricultural farming community. My point is cultivating a relationship with Mother Earth by utilizing father figure, the bull, brings us in a community spirit. Because in an agrarian culture, both planting and harvest are festive occasions where everyone comes together in a joyful mood. I remember seeing in India villages in my childhood. And it delights in preparing an offering of the gifts of Mother Earth, plowed by Father Dharma, bull, and back to the source, Sri Krishna. So if we, devotee of Krishna, cannot employ our father and appreciate his position as a provider, how will we ever develop a wholesome love for Krishna, who so dearly loves both the cows and bulls? There's many pastimes. I'm sure you probably all thinking about Vrindavan, cows and bulls. Every step in cow protection and ox power enriches the ecology with renewed life and vitality. If anybody from the Zoom, I don't know how many you come to Alachua, please visit our eco village, Mother Akuti. She works so hard, old senior Prabhupada's disciple. I get concerned sometimes. If she leaves, I don't know how it will run. But she worked so hard with the whole group of devotees, and they are making so exemplary. We just advertised one time, there was a couple months back, that ecology farming tour will be given to the visitor. And we, not so much advertisement, but just little advertisement in this part of the Florida. We got over 500 outsider. They are not devotee. First time coming to ISKCON ecology farm in Alachua. And they all had something, some prasadam, and they all took some book, and they saw the whole wonderful ecology farming. It attracts. People are concerned. People are in need of that. They are concerned what they eat nowadays. May not be everybody, but a lot of people are awakening, I would say. There will be a day there won't be any slaughterhouse. Of course, there was one devotee who told Prabhupada that, no, he didn't tell Prabhupada. He actually planted an idea with some devotees. They're going to blow up so many slaughterhouses. And Prabhupada heard that news, and Prabhupada immediately called. This is not how you stop slaughterhouse. You have to change the consciousness of those people who arrange this. Our idea is not just to blow up, slaughterhouse. Our Krishna consciousness preaching technique is that we have to change people's consciousness. And of course, it is slowly progressing. It is slowly progressing. Because when Prabhupada came, there was not even 1% vegetarian. Today we have over 5%, 5.5% statistics shows. So which is about 20 million people, close to 20 million people. Not even 1 million people was vegetarian when Prabhupada came. But today now 20 million people. So yes, it is slowly progressing, but we all can contribute as much possible. And these purport are very important. Now, question come, of course, we talk about Krishna consciousness, but to sustain in this process, you have to have a saptic lifestyle. It's not just going to happen automatically because we distributing prasadam, that will affect, but it's not enough. Even for first time comer to our life, if they are not so much familiar or educated about the valuation of how to sustain in this vegetarian food or at least prasadam, then they will go back to what they were eating before. So sustenance, even in our bhakti path, if you don't want to be disturbed, I'm sure none of you are probably, but if you don't want to be disturbed by the mind, then you have to maintain satta, pure, not pure goodness as a guiding principle and physical well-being. Now, the mentality was, even in my, I can recall my early life, why bother? Considering short life, why should we bother about taking care of the different aspect of health? That was the mentality I had. I'm pleading guilty of that. But then we see in Chaitanya Shikshamrita how Bhaktivinoda Thakur explained, if people do not follow these rules, their health of body and mind, they cannot pass through life smoothly. One will not be able to take the mind from material thought and direct it to thoughts of Krishna. It's not possible. As a result, sinful thoughts and atheistic attitude will dominate the mind. A person will become no better than a beast. That's why Prabhupada give big purport on this. If we don't care of the needs of our body and mind in a way that is favorable for our spiritual development, we will not go too far, Prabhus and mothers. And it's interesting how Sachinandan Maharaj gave one seminar I attended some time back. Also, I recall Bhaktivinoda Thakur's expression, how life can be compared to a tree. And you can meditate on it. I was thinking about it for many days. Just as a tree needs to have a deep roots, a strong trunk, and a flourishing crown, we all need to have a roots in eternity, a supportive lifestyle in which physical, your emotional, your social needs are met. And the fruits of contributing to the lives of others. The unique feature of the tree of life concept is that by applying the principle of sattva, goodness lifestyle, to all these areas of life, it is uplifted automatically into a level of consciousness where you have access more pure devotional life. The word sat, you all know, sat means eternal. And twa, satta, satta, ta means truth. So satta is that force of nature which is open for spiritual truth. The sattvic way of practicing the principles of the tree of life will be different from rajasic and tamasic, or how would you say, aggressive or inertia mentality. You can have a self-improvement. And in this way, Prabhus and mothers, the teachings of the tree of life open the doors of the spiritual dimension. Sattva can be, not can be, should be, must be guiding principle. And how do you, now you can say, well, how do you strengthen sattva? The working of matter are orchestrated by three forces, you all know. We have 3 chapters in Bhagavad Gita, gives so details. Bhagavad Gita chapter 14, 17, 18, so details about these 3 modes. Sattva means goodness, illumination. Rajas means passion, tamas means ignorance. Srimad Bhagavatam teaches us that passion is better than ignorance, but goodness is the best. Tatha rajastamo bhava kama lobodayaschaje eto chitte anaviddam sitam satte prasiddhati. This hearing Bhagavatam and Bhagavatam guiding us how we can elevate our consciousness and connect. And it is further comprehended hearing that one has to rise to the platform of the mood of goodness, so that you and I can be eligible for the devotional service of the Lord. Of course, those who are serving, that means they are connected with Sattva-gun majority time, otherwise not possible. What gives us depression or kind of diversion is the other modes, not Sattva-gun. It's Tamo-gun and Raja-gun. In other words, strong Sattva-gun, if you have, means having access to the absolute truth. You will hear something, you can remember. You do something pleasing Vaishnavas and Krishna, you'll feel happy instantly. But in Rajagun mood, you try to do this, it can make you some irritation sometimes, even though you're serving. Just like Pujari in Rajagun, the president wakes me up whenever he needs some service. And then he started lighting the incense. Krishna is not happy with that service. Neither the Pujari is happy, nor Krishna is happy, and president also not happy. But if that Pujari, devotee, exists in a Saptagun, he will be happy. Oh, that one devotee could not come. It happens in our temple also, sometimes happens. The Pujari didn't come. Okay, I'll be glad. Feeling happy. Because Saptagun. It's the existence. Many details of leading a life of strong sattva are guided by the principle of associating with thoughts, food, recreation, people, etc. That are sattic. I remember Prabhupada says in Bhagavatam, not Prabhupada, but 11th canto, the BBT Bhagavatam, that one can strengthen the mode of goodness by cultivating of those things that already situated in goodness. It's such a wonderful. You just have to focus. You just have to be aware. You can look at 11th canto, 13th chapter, 32 verse. And you can really focus on that. The modes and their corresponding attributes attached to, your nature. And when you practice, you will eventually be able to remain sattik, even in situation that would usually bring you out of your steadiness. You will feel very steady and happy. On the other hand, if you are ruled by other modes, rajas and tamas, you will feel anxious and downcast, even when you are in a maybe surrounded by great devotees even. So in essence, it is not difficult to become sattik. We need to learn which behavior is sattik, and we need to practice it. Then the force of sattva will do everything for us. And after some time, you will experience this. It is not just a philosophy, it's a practical experience. We will see this. Now, what is physical well-being means? You may wonder. Much can be said about maintaining a physical well-being. You might want to revisit Bhaktivinoda Thakur's explanation, Srila Prabhupada's lifestyle, what he would do. You can meditate on that, how he managed his life. You may say, oh, that's very austere. No, it was a sattik. It appears like austere, but they were not like suffering. They were actually happy. When you regulate your lifestyle, physical exercise, go for a walk, do some exercise. The benefit of physical exercise are usually very underrated. Exercise is not something, even I went to other day to Lal Govinda Prabhu's house for a breakfast, and we had a long talk, and I didn't know even that he was showing me his gym. Was very nice. Oh, I hope I didn't. Anyway, it was nice. 2 hours he spent every day on exercise. I don't do that. So I got some impetus, and he's going to help me to get into some. It is nice. Prabhupada took the advice of the doctor to go out for a walk. Physical exercise is a powerful antidepressant. Reduce stress, makes your brain faster and larger. Studies have shown that physical exercise is also a strong booster for willpower. Not only for the exercise itself, it is a contagious to all aspects of life. So by increasing self-control, physical exercise supports you in achieving any other goal as well. And in spiritual life, it is necessary. It is necessary. Because if you are sick, you know the first rules, we have a four regulatory principle, but before this four regulatory principle in Hawaii, Prabhupada also made another four regulatory principle. First one was take care of your health. So today's topic is so much about food, who eats what. I thought of sharing this because mode of goodness is not necessary to initiate bhakti, but it is necessary to sustain bhakti. That was my point. What does that mean? This means a person can even be a drunkard and that person can chant and dance and sing. In that way, practice bhakti. So a person can be low mode, rajas, tamas, even in the lowest of mode, can still eat prasadam. I see drunkard, they eat prasadam. When you go to the Santa Fe College, they are not all Sattvagun, very rarely, mostly rajas and tamas, but they all love prasadam. So a person can practice bhakti in terms of transformational. Then it has to be done regularly. Any regularity and discipline are characteristics of mode of satta, goodness. It's all good, but to sustain for a long time, whole life, practicing bhakti, we have to stay minimum satta. Our lifestyle has to be like this. What we eat, what we hear. So with that note, I'll end with the satta topics. Now we'll talk about the cows a little bit. And I made a small PPT, not so much. Yes. Can someone help me to read this? Is this visible, mothers?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
Can you read this, please?
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada quoted about the seven mothers of Chanaka Pandit. Atma Mata Guru Patni Brahmani Rajapatnika Denu Datri Tata Prithvi Saptata Matara Smrita. And the synonym, do you want me to read the synonyms as well, or?
No.
Okay, I can skip them.
Just the translation.
Okay, so Srimad Bhagavatam 1:11-28 and Srimad Bhagavatam 7:12-8. And the purport is 1, one's own mother; 2, the wife of the guru; 3, the wife of the brahmana; 4, the wife of the king; 5, the cow; 6, the nurse; and 7, the earth, are known as the seven mothers of a man. We are indebted to each of them, and it is our duty, our dharma, to take care of them. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mata. Oh, Krishna. What happened? Okay. Can someone read this one, please? It's not relevant, but we just love Radharani.
Can I read?
Sure.
Translation, Prabhu, only?
The sloka is nice too. It's all about Radharani. She's a mother.
I am not perfect in reading sloka, Prabhu. I will read
Okay.
the
Go ahead, translation. Sure. That's fine.
Therefore, Radha is Srimad Parama Devata, the supreme goddess, and she is
worshipability for everyone. She is the protectress of all, and she is the mother of the entire.
Good, very good. She's the mother of the whole universe. Now, what about Sachi Mata, mother of Lord Chaitanya? Can someone read, please, this?
Hare Krishna. Sachimata is concerned about Nimai's residence as sannyasi. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 3:181. Teno yadi ihan rahe tabe mora sukha, tanra nindahaya yadi seha mora dukkha. Translation. Sachimata said, "It will be great happiness for me if Nimai, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, stays here. But at the same time, if someone blames him, it will be my great unhappiness." And the purport. It is a great happiness for a mother if her son does not leave home to search out Krishna, but remains with her. At the same time, if a son does not search after Krishna, but simply remains at home, he is certainly blamed by experienced saintly persons. Such blame certainly causes great unhappiness for a mother. If a real mother wants her son to progress spiritually, she had better allow him to go out searching for Krishna. The mother naturally desires the welfare of the son. If a mother does not allow her son to search for Krishna, she is called Ma, which means Maya. By allowing her son to go as a sannyasi and search for Krishna, Sachimata instructs all mothers of the world. She indicates that all sons should become real devotees of Krishna and should not stay at home under the care of an affectionate mother. This is supported by Srimad Bhagavatam 5.5.18. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful. Can you read one more, please?
Sure, Prabhu. Srimad Bhagavatam 5.5.18, translation. One who cannot deliver his dependents from the path of repeated birth and death should never become a spiritual master, a relative, a father, a husband, a mother, or a worshipable demigod. Guru nasa syat swav jano nasa syat, pita nasa syajanami janani nasa syat. Daivam na tatsyan na patis cha sasyan na mochayan ya samupeta mrityam. No one should become a spiritual master, nor a relative, father, mother, worshipable deity, or husband, if he cannot help a person escape the imminent path of death. Every living entity is wandering within the universe, subject to the law of karma and transmigrating from one body to another and from one planet to another. Therefore, the whole Vedic process is meant to save the wandering living entities from the clutches of Maya, birth, death, disease, and old age. This means stopping the cycle of birth and death. This cycle can be stopped only if one worships Krishna. As the Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verse 9, one who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. Haribol. To stop the cycle of birth and death, one has to understand Krishna as he is. Simply by knowing Krishna, one can stop the process of rebirth into this material world. By acting in Krishna consciousness, one can return to Godhead. The highest perfection of life is for a father, mother, spiritual master, husband, or any other family member to help others return home back to Godhead. That is the most preferred welfare activity for the benefit of relatives. Therefore, Sachi Mata, although the mother of Nimai Pandit, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, considered all the facts and decided to allow her son to go out and search for Krishna. At the same time, she made some arrangements in order that she might get news of all the activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hare Krishna.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mata. Okay, because of the time, I'm going to discuss this. Vrindavan. We all are headed towards Vrindavan. What is Vrindavan? Krishna, loving the cows. Vrindavan literally covered by cows. When you come to Vrindavan at the time of Krishna, you would hear the mooing of cows everywhere. I remember many years back, I read this wonderful book, Journey in Vrindavan. Hayagriva Prabhu said that when he was there, so many cows. What to talk about during Krishna's time? The milk were being churned everywhere too. The cowshed of Nanda Maharaj was enormous. There were 900,000 cows. How many cows do we have, or you have in your house, or in your village, or in your town? You can't even see the cows in America. I mean, we do have some cows in Alachua. You can literally walk and see them. There would be cows everywhere. I mean, literally, in Vrindavan, you cannot escape without seeing hundreds and thousands of cows. In Golok Vrindavan, millions and billions, well, it's unlimited. I don't know what is that number, unlimited. But still, we have to talk about it. Krishna Balaram would go to the forest, and they still go every day, morning, and they were accompanied by unlimited cowherd boys. Each one of the unlimited cowherd boys had unlimited calves. There would be more calves than cows. Usually, if you do not control the breeding, then you have more kids than the parents. That is how it usually is. If there were more calves than cows at that time, then you can imagine how many there were in total. And there were buffaloes as well. In the morning, at the cowshed of Nanda Maharaj, there was like a wide river of cows. Coming out, there was another cowshed where there was like a black river of buffaloes. In this way, Krishna Balaram would go to the forest, pasturing cows, taking care of the cows, plays with the cows. Govardhan is filled with cows. And also the Bardhan, Govardhan, means it's increasing the number of the cows. So Govardhan also expanding in spiritual world, and number of the cows also expanding every day. It's all about cows in Golok Vrindavan. Golaka, go. Of course, it also means senses, but this is. So I'll give you, I'll narrate a small pastimes. Oh, I put this one because one devotee asked me, I wish I could talk to Maharaj, Sripad Radhanath Maharaj more privately. You know, like I could spend, I said, become a cow. So I just remember this morning. So because Maharaj loves cows, I know personally, because I was there in Jagannath Puri. We were walking from Tota Gopinath temple, we were coming, and there was on the way, there's a cow, and the calves sitting near the drain, and Maharaj just started petting. So I thought maybe just 1 minute. Oh, it went 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour. I said, Maharaj, You are really in love with the cows. She said, yes, they are so wonderful, devotees. So anyway, this is the drawing we're trying to put for today's verse. I didn't have time to go. So I have a question. How do you meet Krishna in your ultimate ending or disconnecting this world and strongly connecting with Krishna? It's called Vastu Siddhi. Are you familiar how it happens? I'm sure you're familiar. You probably heard it. Well, on the far left, there is a picture of a devotee who practiced Krishna consciousness. And then after you practice Krishna consciousness, then you take birth where Krishna is performing Leela. Some planet. And more details you can read on 28th chapter of Krishna book, Prabhupada gives, middle to end, and also Sanatan Shiksha, 3 places, very details given. When you leave this world, what will happen to you? So I'm giving you one true example of given by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur on the sloka of Manmana Bhava Mat Bhakta Majjajimam Namaskuru Mame Vasyashi Shaktam Te Patijani Priyashima. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur very nicely explains that one soul fell in love with Krishna while practicing in this material world, wants to be with Krishna as his girlfriend. So then she was meditating and her guru left this world, and she was in a deep separation from guru and Krishna. She also left this world. And then she arrived in a place where Krishna actually performing Leela in material world, Bhomodham. Every universe has a Bhomodham, like an embassy. So she arrived there and she eventually got married to a coward man, and she still have to not completely accepted by Krishna yet. That's called Vastu Siddhi. She has Swarup Siddhi, means she has a strong attachment, but is not 100% pure yet. So then what happened? This person, this sadhaka, got acquainted with this village atmosphere and hearing the village talk. So much information about this Nanda Maharaj's son. Every day, bombarding, everywhere, birds, beasts, everybody's talking. Even the sister-in-law, even the mother-in-law. Then one day she said, but she's not thinking I'm a newcomer, but that's how it happens. So she said to her mother-in-law and the sister-in-law, you both go to see Nanda Maharaj's son every day, going in and out from forest to his house. Can I come? Immediately mother-in-law says, he's not a person you need to see. We call him is a black snake. Because when black snake bites, you will be affected. So then she said, oh, how come mother, you go there? Mother-in-law, called mother. She said, because I got beaten by him. He's actually a snake. You have no way to live a normal life. You want to see him. Well, what about my sister-in-law? Your daughter goes every day. He said, yes, she also got beaten. I don't want you to get beaten. And if you got beaten, you will be done. Of course, Jogomai's arrangement. And she came there. So hearing her eagerness, of course, she doesn't remember that previous life she did so much austerity. Maybe she heard through the Zoom, I'm not sure. This is my speculation. So she prepared, she thought, I'm going to hidingly, when they leave the house, I'm going to hidingly follow from far distance and not go on the main road. In Vrindavan, there's a big main road, like we call freeway in America, main road where Krishna every day goes out and comes in. It's huge, millions and millions of reciprocation, mothers with Krishna and Krishna with every Brajabashis coming in and out, morning and evening. So she was hidingly trying to see who is that boy Krishna and why they call black snake. And she was just curious. But this is, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur said, this is happening every day. Means newcomer are coming and Krishna going to accept them. So I'm giving just one example. So what Krishna does, he takes care, his agent, his messenger, they are called the calves. Eternally, those calves are always around Krishna. And each calf has a particular duty. So Krishna doesn't even tell them, but just by his glance, they already know what to do. So Krishna twists the tail of a one calf, and that calf ran ahead and when in a side track, jump in a bush, actually fell right next to the lap of that girl that was hiding. So then all of a sudden the calf showing so much affection. And this girl is like, where do you come from? And she just fell instantly like a affectionate and touched the calf, and the calf also going very close. And calf gives the kind of a gist, like a boost to be with Krishna. And she felt so attraction to Krishna, even though she doesn't know, don't remember from childhood who Krishna is, because this is Bostu Siddhi. So that time, all of a sudden, she gave a big hug to the calf, and she actually felt so satisfied. And then all of a sudden, she realized somebody just came in. Krishna appeared. He goes to every calf that he sent. Today he's going to deliver those girls. And Krishna comes and lift up the chin of that girl, and she saw first time to Krishna, unbelievably beautiful. A face, a reciprocation, a touch, eternally impossible to remove from the consciousness. She became completely helpless. Such a beautiful. She's like, wow, I'll do anything and die for this beautiful face, just want to look. And that's it. And then the journey starts, and then she goes through a nightmare of disconnecting with the material world. Means they will, when she some or other was caught, found by another neighbor, they brought her back to the house. And then I'll just tell you the story, what happened. That her mother-in-law now worries. She's in love with Krishna, but she didn't want her daughter-in-law. And she also lost her daughter, but she's also, so they give a different test. One of the tests is, they say, come on, do some churning of yogurt to make buttermilk. So she's so obsessed with Krishna's face, she's taking some grain, like a mustard seed or other, and putting in a churning. And the sound is not coming as a buttermilk or going to be produced. It's coming a horrible sound. So they think, oh, she's gone completely. And then they put another test. That's where the picture is. They put this is Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, 3 pots for carrying water, and one hand rope to carry, to fetch the water from the well, and other hand baby. But her hypnotism by Krishna's face is such a penetrated in her consciousness. She, instead of tying up the rope with the bucket, she tie up the rope with the child and putting the child in the bucket putting in the well. Immediately the neighbor, of course, they are testing, immediately come and run and rescue. They said, that's it, she's done. She's not going to come back to this world anymore. That is called Vastu Siddhi. And from that day on, she is always with Krishna in her spiritual body. And she gets a beautiful spiritual body. And this girl stays there. Nobody knows, but actually she got her spiritual body. And with that body, she entered into Golok Vrindavan and live with Krishna forever. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bo. Okay, Prabhus and mothers, we have a 10 minutes. Am I right? Mother Vinita Gandharvika, or whoever was somebody's here. We have a 10 minutes. If there is any further discussion or question or...
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for the beautiful class. We open the forum for the question and answer. Please go ahead if you anybody having any question.
Or any takeaway. Are you scared to go to Golok Vrindavan? Or you are excited or overexcited?
Excited, Prabhuji.
That's good. Not overexcited. Okay, that's good. Excited is good. It's not a painful, it's the best thing will happen to you forever, for eternal happiness. Prabhus and mothers, any takeaway? Everybody's convinced. Sattik life.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the beautiful song which is related to the class. Thank you so much for speaking about mother cow and all the mothers. You put up everything together. Thank you, Prabhu. It was very clear.
That's good. That's very nice. I'm glad that. So if nobody has any comment or question, then we can close.
Yeah.
That will
Yeah.
be nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, once again for such a beautiful class. We look forward for your association again in future. I would like to offer my obeisances to you and all the Vaishnavas assembled on the call. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Bhakti Japa Sangha group ki jai.
Jai.
Praman.
Pran Govind Prabhu ji ki
Jai.
jai.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Nice
Hare
class.
Krishna.
Nityananda.
Nityananda.